Hello, I am Mrs. DeLeon, and we are at Montrose Elementary School with my second grade class, and today we will be learning and reviewing, asking and answering questions in a text. All right, y'all ready? Yes. Okay. So yesterday and a couple weeks ago, we started talking about asking and answering not only questions, but good questions. So today we're going to be reviewing that, and yesterday we partnered up and we read a text from Pine Tree to Pizza Box in our benchmark text, Unit 9. So today we're going to be answering those questions, and we're going to test y'all and see how good you are at finding those answers in your text, okay? So just to review, asking good questions, we use questions to help us do what?
Understand.
Good. And we ask questions before, during, and after we read. And we already did that yesterday, but we can do a little bit of that again today. Today, we're going to focus on answering questions. And when we answer questions, we use our text to find the answers. Good questions may start with who, what, when, where, why, and how. All right, so let's open our text to page 12 and 13. This was an extended read, so it goes from page 12 all the way to 16. So it had 3 pages of really good information. We have a heading, subheadings. We have illustrations, pictures, we have captions, we have all of these good things that make up a good text, okay? So yesterday we explored these things, you read this, and you and a partner came up with some good questions, okay? We asked questions before, during, and after we read the text. And so today we're gonna see if your questions are really good questions. So you all will be asking questions to each other, and then someone else in your class is going to answer your question. If you both can do that, you get a Skittle. Okay? Okay. All right, you ready? Yes. So let's start by rereading the text to refresh our brains and make sure we know what's going on in the text. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, get Mr. Pointer out. Yes. Hello, Mr. Pointer.
Hello, Mr. Pointer.
To the title.
To the title.
All right. From Pine Tree to Pizza Box by Amy and Richard Hutchings. Miss Levis is going to read it, but you totally read it in your brain, okay? All right. Natural resources are things in nature. Many are used by animals and people. Trees are an important natural resource. They provide homes for animals, including insects, birds, and squirrels. Some trees grow nuts or fruits that animals and people can eat. All trees create fresh air. People also use the wood from some trees. Wood is used to make furniture, pencils. You have a pencil in your hand right now. Paper, and more. Pine trees are good trees for making paper and cardboard products. And everybody look at this illustration. I see air, food, shelter, fuel, wood products, paper, and cardboard. All right, next page. How do we make cardboard? I'm sorry, don't flip the page. It's on page 13. Page 13. You on this one with me? Yeah. Okay, great. There are a lot of steps involved in turning a tree into cardboard. First, trees are cut down. Then they are cut into logs. The logs are taken to a sawmill. The bark is removed. Logs are made into planks, boards, and other pieces called chips. Wood chips are used to make cardboard. And you see this caption right here? Yeah. You see the arrow? Where is it pointing? Down to the picture. So it must be talking about the picture. It's good. These are some of the steps to turn a pine tree into a pizza box. And you know how we read from left to right? I think they put the pictures in order from left to right to talk about the steps, right? So let's look at the first picture. He looks like he's doing what? Raise your hand. Lydia? Yeah. Yes, he is. And you know that tool he's using? Anybody know what it's called? Good, Lydia. Okay, good. It is electric saw. Good job. All right, then next, what do you see? What do you see, Axel?
He's taking the logs of the truck.
Yes, it looks like they're taking the logs in a truck. Very good. And they have to use a big truck, right? Because could we fit it in a regular sized car? No, it needs to have lots of space in the trunk. Okay, and next, what do you see? What do you see, Jordan?
They're shredding the wood.
It looks like they shred it all up, right? It looks like they made a big pile of shredded up wood. Good. Okay, now we can flip the page to the next page. All right, Mr. Pointer. Wood pulp is soft and soggy. It gets pressed into thin rolls of strong paper. 3 layers of paper at a time are then fed into the machine. The machine folds the paper and glues it together. The pine tree is now cardboard. Next, the cardboard is cut, shaped, and printed on. And finally, it's folded into different types of finished products. And look, I'm going to read the side caption. It's pointing down at the pictures again. Wood pulp is made into cardboard and then different products. This flat pizza box is sold to pizzerias. Have you all ever seen a pizza box that looks like this before?
Yeah.
I know I have. It's making me want some pizza right now. All right, and do you see right here, this thing right here, these words right here over the picture? Does anybody remember what that's called? It starts with the O. Harlem?
Wood pulp.
It does say wood pulp. You're totally right. But what is this text feature called, Charlie?
Label.
Label. Good job, Charlie. Yep, so it's saying wood pulp, and it's over right over this right here. So that must be the wood pulp. Very good. And then in the center, I see they're moving on this big machine, and then it seems like someone's driving the machine and getting them places. And then right here, it looks like he got a nice pizza box. All right, next one. Next page, page 15. Don't flip. There's this one right here. How do we use cardboard? Can you think of some things you can buy in a cardboard box? Cereal, sneakers, and games are packaged in cardboard boxes. And so is pizza. Cardboard is also used to ship things. It's strong enough to protect whatever is packed inside. It is light enough that it does not add much weight to a package. When some people move, they use a lot of cardboard boxes to pack their things. And look at these pictures, and this caption says, many good things we buy come in cardboard boxes. Very good. Last page. Ready? Yep. Hold on. We're going to read it, and then I got you, Kiari. All right. Conclusion. Trees are important natural resources. They provide homes and food. We make many products from trees, and we need to be careful with our trees. We need to make sure that our big, beautiful trees do not disappear. So when you can, reuse and recycle cardboard boxes. And look at that picture. They look like they're doing what?
Recycle.
Well, yeah, maybe they will recycle them, but they look like they were all in the truck and they're moving into maybe like a new house. Yeah. And look at these big, beautiful pine trees. Raise your hand if you've ever seen a pine tree before. Yeah. I love pine trees. Have you ever smelled a pine tree? They smell so yummy. Okay, so yesterday with your partners, you came up with some good questions to ask about a text, okay? And we're going to find good questions in the text. Your mission is to find not only the answer you might have known before, because we use our pre-knowledge to answer questions, but I want you to find real text evidence of your answer. And when you find it, couple things. There's a couple things that we can look at when we're finding text evidence. The first thing is the words, right? The next thing is the pictures. And then another thing we could use is like the captions or even the label. Very good. So use all those things, and when you find it, make sure you underline, circle, and that you can prove your good answer. Okay? All right, so let's see if y'all are ready for some good questions. Okay, raise your hand if you have a good question to ask the class. And I'm going to write it down up here. All right, let's see. Jordan?
What kind of things can we make from trees?
What kind of what? Things?
Yes.
Okay, good. Everybody hear that?
Yes.
What kind of things, while I write it, y'all can start looking for it. What kind of things can we make from trees? Oh my goodness. What kinds of things can we make from trees? All right, Giuseppe, I'm ready to hear it.
Steel, wood products, and paper and cardboard.
Good. And where'd you find that answer, Giuseppe?
In the picture.
In the picture on page.
12.
Okay, so in the picture on page 12, and I see that Giuseppe circled the picture. He said from pine trees, or from trees, we can make fuel, wood products, and paper and cardboard. Very good. I think there's some more answers to this question, right? Mm-hmm. So what do we think? Oh, let me get this answer. What do you think, Charlie? You got some more?
Yeah, we can get shelter, food, and air, and we can also get
Is this your question? Oh, yeah.
and we can also get cereal, sneakers, and video games.
Video game boxes or the actual games? Can we make video games out of wood?
No. Video game boxes.
Video game boxes. Okay, Charlie, your first answer was air, food, and shelter. Where'd you find that answer in the text?
I found it in paragraph 2.
Oh, paragraph 2. Where'd you find it in paragraph 2?
I seen when I read it, and then after I read the paragraph, after we read the paragraph, then I looked at the bottom, then I seen all the pictures, and I realized how we brave it right now, and that's because of trees. And
Okay.
we get like apples and stuff from trees.
Okay, so you used the words and the picture to find your answer. And I think you said we get air, food, and shelter from pine trees first. That's what you said first, right? And very good. And I see that did you circle that answer in your text? Okay, circle that answer in your text to make sure you can prove it. Okay, so Charlie said air, food, shelter, and she got that from the picture, but not only did she say that, she also got an answer from the next page. So everybody flip to the next page. Let's see if we can find where she got it. Charlie, can you help us find it?
Yes.
The next one you were talking about was cereal, sneakers, and games are packaged in cardboard box. You said video games. Where did you find that? I see it. Does anybody else see it?
I found it in paragraph.
I think it was the page before that, Charlie.
I found it in paragraph. I found it in paragraph 7 because after when we flip the page, and then when we start reading this
I
side,
love it.
where the guy has pizza in his hand. Once we read it, I seen, and we said, "How do we use cardboard?" Then when it reminded me from the front
Yeah.
that we can use cereal and sneakers and video games are packaged in cardboard boxes.
Okay, so it was in this. Charlie said it was in paragraph 7. Can everybody find paragraph 7? We can because it has a little tiny what right here? 7. Good. And she said it was in the second sentence. So it says cereal, sneakers, and games are packaged in cardboard boxes. So is pizza. Everybody underline that because that was really good text evidence. All right, who has another question to ask about the text? Well, we're all ready. Let's see. Giuseppe?
What are the steps to make cardboard?
Ooh. Okay, start looking for that question. What are the steps to make cardboard. What are the steps to make cardboard? Wow, I see everybody looking. I see some people underlining, which I love to see, because when you underline, that means you found something in the text. I see people reading. Okay, y'all ready? Think you got the answer?
Yeah.
All right, Isaiah.
Wood chips are used to make cardboard.
Oh, okay. Wood chips are used to make cardboard. Where'd you find that?
In paragraph 3.
Paragraph 3. Okay. Let's see. Wood chip. Oh, my goodness. Good, Isaiah. Wood chips are used to make cardboard. That's definitely one step. That's definitely one. So thank you for pointing that out. I think, Giuseppe, were you asking the question of are all the steps? Okay, so we got to figure out all the steps. That is totally a step. Is that the first step?
No.
Maybe. I don't know. We got to find out. Let's look for the first step. Because I think at the first part of paragraph 3, it says there are lots of steps involved in turning a tree into cardboard. So let's look for the first step. We might want to look for a key word, and the key word might say, what is it? First. Esmeralda, did you find it?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you find?
First, trees are cut down. Then they are cut into logs.
Okay, I'm going to pause you right there. First, trees are cut down. So is that the first step? Yes, that's the first step. Then it said then, which means that's a step that happens after the first step. So that might be the second step, right? Oh, good job, girl. I love that you found that keyword. Okay, so then Esmeralda said first trees are cut down. Then they're cut into logs. Then what happens? What's the third or the next step? Those keywords, first, then, next, last, we talked about how important they are. First, then. Sienna, what happens next? Are you right here? Yeah, okay, it says the
logs are taken
Uh-huh.
to a
Sawmill.
sawmill.
Very good, Sienna. That's the next step. The logs are taken to a sawmill. Good job. And sawmill is a special word. We learned about this. Can y'all remember those words? This is tricky because we talked about this a while ago. It starts with a k. It's like when you take two words and then they can become another one. What is it, Charlie?
A compound.
A compound word. Good job. It is a compound word, I think. Okay, so then what's the next step? Harlem?
They go to a sawmill and they cut it down into wood chips.
Okay, well, let's read the next sentence to double check and make sure that we've got that right. I think you're using a lot of knowledge of this text that you already use, which is so awesome because they are eventually made into wood chips. But what happens next, right before they're made into wood chips? Look right here. What's this say?
The bark is removed.
Okay, and keep going.
Logs are made into planks, boards, and other pieces called chips.
Okay, good. So before they got made into chips, they had to remove something. What'd they have to remove?
They had to remove the bark.
Yep, they had to remove the bark so that they could make it into like a smooth board or a chip. Very, very good. Wood chips are used to make what?
Chips.
Go ahead, you can say it. Cardboard. Okay, good. Okay, there's still even more steps. I know, it's a lot of steps. So they're taken, they're cut, they're made into wood chips made into a pulp. The pulp is soggy, and then it gets pressed into thin rolls of strong paper. 3 layers of paper at a time are fed into the machine. The machine folds, papers, and glues it. And now the pine tree is stronger cardboard. And then the cardboard is cut, shaped, printed on, and finally it's folded into different types of finished products. Did you notice how it took up 2 pages to talk about all those steps that are involved? That's a lot. And that's a lot of text evidence that y'all use. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Pat, pat, pat on the back, back, back. Thank you for joining our lesson today on asking and answering questions.
MES is the best Go Mustangs!